Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The 2025 WWE Queen of the Ring tournament is underway. All of the first round bouts were fatal four-way matches. Alexa Bliss, Jade Cargill, Roxanne Perez, either of the WWE stars could win the match. Jade may be handed the victory by an unlikely source, Raquel Rodriguez. Raquel Rodriguez is a member of the Judgment Day. Roxanne Perez appears to be a member as well. Of the crew, she has also had a lot of tension with Raquel's close friend and partner, Liv Morgan. Recently, Liv and Raquel have had some tension between them. There is a very real chance that Rodriguez might want to help Roxanne against Jade for the sake of mending fences and for the betterment of the Judgment Day. But her attempt could backfire. Just as Roxanne Perez tried to help Liv Morgan win a bout weeks ago on WWE Raw, only to accidentally cost her the match. The same could happen here. Raquel could earnestly try to help Roxanne, but in the end, the distraction leads to Jade Cargill moving on in the Queen of the Ring tournament. Raquel with the prodigy. She isn't the only Judgment Day member who could be enraged. However, Finn Balor could also be angry. Balor is the self-appointed leader of the Judgment Day. Despite the group allegedly not having an official leader, Finn has attempted to take control. His only real pushback has come from Liv Morgan and, at times, Dominic Mysterio. Now, Liv Morgan is out due to an injury. If he takes charge and opts to show his authority, Raquel Rodriguez would be the first punching bag, so to speak. Finn could fire her from the stable. A mistake at the level of costing the Judgment Day the WWE Queen of the Ring accolade may enrage Balor enough to kick Raquel out of the group, with Liv Morgan not around to prevent it. The former Universal Champion could go crazy with power and accept no more dissension or defeats in the group. In what could be one of the most unexpected alliances of the year, speculation is running wild about a potential crossover between one of WWE's most dominant women's stars and one of the most feared factions in recent memory, with Jade Cargill continuing to steamroll through the Raw Women's Division and Judgment Day, regaining their footing following internal tensions. Fans are buzzing about the possibility that a member of the dark and brooding faction may step in to assist Cargill in her quest for dominance on next week's episode of WWE Raw, though nothing has been confirmed. Several signs from recent episodes and backstage murmurs suggest that an unholy partnership could be on the horizon, possibly reshaping the landscape of the women's division heading into Money in the Bank. And beyond, Jade Cargill's run in WWE has been nothing short of explosive since officially arriving on the Raw brand. Following WrestleMania 41, her power, her presence, and her undeniable charisma have made her an instant standout among the women's roster. While her alliance with Bianca Belair proved successful for a time, the partnership eventually fizzled out, leaving Jade to chart her own path. Yet even on her own, she has proven she doesn't need backup to dominate, but that could change very soon, especially with recent developments involving Liv Morgan, Becky Lynch, and a reinvigorated women's division keeping the pressure high on every competitor, with Liv's injury possibly sidelining her and Becky temporarily off television. Following her loss at King and Queen of the Ring, Jade is looking at a clear path to establish herself as the undisputed force in the division. However, she may not be alone in her mission, and that's where Judgment Day comes in. The Judgment Day has long been known for their manipulation strategy and brute force dominance, led by Finn Balor, Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley, and Dominic Mysterio. The faction has maintained control over multiple divisions by sheer numbers and cunning, while Rhea is currently sidelined following an injury suffered earlier in the year. Her presence is still felt through the group's movements on both Raw and SmackDown ever since Ripley's absence. The group has struggled to find their edge, though recent weeks have seen them regain momentum, especially after Priest successfully defended his title and Balor showed signs of unity returning to the group, with the group slowly rebuilding their influence. Whispers have emerged that a new temporary ally may emerge, one who could allow them to expand their reach and solidify their dominance across more than one division, and Jade Cargill may be the key to that expansion. On last week's episode of Raw, subtle hints were dropped during a backstage segment where Damian Priest crossed paths with Jade Cargill in the hallway. The exchange was brief, a simple nod shared between the two, but fans were quick to note the interaction as anything but meaningless in WWE. Every second of screen time is precious, and even the smallest gesture can foreshadow monumental changes. Some believe that this was the first seed planted toward a growing connection between Jade and Judgment Day, particularly with Rhea Ripley's absence, opening the door for another dominant female presence to step in and realign the faction's image as not just a dominated force, but a stable that continues to thrive with balance and strategic alliances. What makes this possible partnership even more intriguing is Jade's character trajectory. Since breaking away from her friendly alliances, she has embraced a more merciless attitude, unbothered by crowd reactions and seemingly focused only on destruction and championships. Her most recent victory on RAW over former champion Zelina Vega was not just a win, but a statement post-match. Jade continued her assault on Vega even after the bell, drawing boos from the crowd, but earning respect from those who appreciate raw power and dominance. Interestingly enough, commentary during the match referenced Rhea Ripley multiple times, suggesting parallels between her and Jade, with one line from Michael Cole standing out: "She reminds me of someone else who used to run this division, and she's doing it." In her own way, this comment, paired with the camera lingering on Jade's cold expression, sparked even more speculation. If Judgment Day does choose to align with Jade even for one night, the implications are huge. For starters, it would give Jade a massive psychological advantage heading into her next match, rumored to be against either Candice LeRae or Indy Hartwell, both capable competitors, but not likely to stand toe-to-toe with Jade's power, especially if she has help outside the ring. An interference from a Judgment Day member such as Dominic or Finn could seal the win and create an immediate buzz, not just for Jade, but for the faction itself. Aligning themselves with Jade, even temporarily, would serve multiple purposes. It would remind fans of Judgment Day's reach and relevance. It would also solidify Jade as a major player who commands attention and who others see as worth aligning with. And it could even set up a longer story arc where Jade either joins forces with the group or ends up becoming their next major rival. Rhea Ripley's potential return adds another layer to this puzzle if she comes back and finds Jade occupying the space she once dominated. Tension is inevitable, and WWE could be planting the seeds now for a future showdown between the Eradicator and the Storm. That clash would be monumental, a power versus power battle with major stakes and personal overtones. If Judgment Day helps Jade now, and she accepts that help, only to later turn her back on them when Rhea returns, WWE has the perfect story for a future premium live event or even a main event on Raw. Fans online have already begun fantasy booking scenarios where Judgment Day help Jade win next week, and in return, she assists them the following week in a 6-person tag or backstage ambush. Her presence alongside the dark aesthetic of the faction would be visually stunning and narratively rich, but perhaps most compelling is what this could mean for the power dynamics of the Raw Women's division, with Becky out, Liv potentially injured, and others tied up in different feuds. Jade may be positioned as the woman to beat, and Judgment Day may see this as the perfect opportunity to attach their name to another unstoppable force. WWE loves alliances of convenience, and this one makes a lot of sense from both a creative and a business perspective. However, it's worth noting that Jade Cargill doesn't seem like the type to play second fiddle to anyone, which could mean this potential alliance will be built on mutual gain and not hierarchy. Unlike Dominic's relationship with Rhea, Jade may not be looking for guidance, but rather strategic advantage. If Judgment Day can offer her protection or opportunities, she may accept their help, but only on her terms, and if she sees them as equals, this sets up a dynamic not unlike what we've seen in past stables, where alliances are formed not out of loyalty but out of necessity, and when those needs are no longer met, the betrayals come swiftly. This also opens the door for new character development for Jade. One criticism from some fans has been that she's been presented as too dominant, with too few challenges aligning her with a group like Judgment Day would introduce complications, tensions, and storytelling depth that can elevate her presence even further. Rather than being a lone force tearing through the division, she becomes a chess player, moving pieces with precision and intent. It's a role she could thrive in, especially as her WWE experience continues to grow as of now. WWE has not confirmed any official partnership or interference next week, but the possibility remains highly plausible with the way things are shaping up on Raw. The company is clearly building toward new feuds and unexpected alliances, and with Money in the Bank approaching, storylines need to escalate quickly. Jade, having Judgment Day in her corner even briefly, could be that escalation and give her the upper hand in whatever bout she is booked in next week. It would also serve as a test for fan reaction. Should WWE be considering a longer-term partnership or feud between Cargill and the faction? The unpredictability of Judgment Day's actions, combined with Jade's rising star power, is the kind of creative fusion WWE thrives on. And whether this teased alliance is a one-time assist or the beginning of something greater, it has already succeeded in one critical area. It's got people talking, and when the WWE universe is talking, theorizing, and tuning in to see what happens next, the company has struck gold. Next week's Raw could mark the beginning of a dangerous new chapter for the women's division, and if Jade Cargill walks away with a win thanks to a little help from the shadows, the storm might just be aligning with the darkness for now, and the rest of the roster would be wise to take cover. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our WWE official YouTube channel for more update news.